Hola amigos, Jim here from Spanish and Go, your resource for learning real-world travel Spanish. And today I want to talk to you about how to fly for free, like Maya and I have done 27 times in the last 2 years. So that's 27 plane tickets we didn't pay a dime for. And I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing. So let's get started. So first off, I just want to say that this video is mainly for people in the US, so sorry everyone else, but the benefits that I'm going to talk about here are aimed at legal residents of the US. So I wish I knew about the stuff I'm going to tell you today years ago, because I didn't realize that I was leaving hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on the table. And that's basically getting a rewards credit card. Now, if that freaks you out, don't leave just yet, because if you know how to use a credit card responsibly, you will pay nothing extra. You will reap all of the benefits and pay zero interest, and life is good. You'll be flying for free. So, as long as you can pay off your credit card, there are tons of opportunities for you to gain lots of points, either for cashback or to use for travel. And I'm going to tell you exactly how we do it. So there's really 3 main credit cards that we use where we get the majority of our points. And there's one other one I'm going to tell you about at the end of this video. But strategically using these 3 credit cards that I'm going to tell you about gives us all of the points we need to travel basically anywhere we need to go throughout the year. So the first 2 credit cards I'm going to tell you about have no annual fee, and you're literally just leaving money on the table if you're not using these. And the first one is the Chase Freedom Card. Now, this is the first rewards credit card that I got, and I was shocked by how much cash back I was able to earn. It was literally an extra free $400 or $500 a year just by strategically using this credit card. So right off the bat, you get $150 cash back if you spend $500 on the card in the first 3 months of getting the card. And in most cases, this is pretty easy to do. It really was for me, because I was able to put my cell phone bill on there and all my groceries, and that basically took care of the $500 requirement. But beyond that, this card will get you at least $300 back a year for travel if you use it correctly. So the coolest thing about this card is you can get 5% back on the rotating categories they have throughout the year. You can get 5% back on gas part of the year, 5% back on groceries, and sometimes restaurants and other things as well. So if you use this card strategically and you make sure that you maximize the 5% cash back categories, you can easily get $300 back a year. I pretty much max out the benefit of this card every year by spending at the places where the category gives you 5% back. So I highly recommend this card to anyone who can pay a little closer attention to where their money's going and what to use the card with. Now, you're going to get 1% back on everything anyways, which is decent, but it's not as good as the 5%, which leaves me to the next card. So the second travel rewards card that I got and that I still use to this day is the Freedom Unlimited. So this card is a little lower maintenance. You get 1.5% back on absolutely everything, no limits. That's the unlimited part. And you also get some of the same great benefits. Like when you sign up for the card, you get $150 back as long as you meet the $500 spending requirement within the first 3 months. Which again is pretty easy to do if you're putting your bills on your cards. Just make sure that you never carry a balance and you pay off the card and you're good. You won't ever pay anything extra for having these cards. Now you might be thinking getting another credit card just so you can get that extra 0.5% more is a little ridiculous. Maybe it is. Maybe that's not what everybody needs to do, but for me, I still use this card, even though I also have the Chase Freedom card, as well as one other, and you'll see how these cards end up working together in just a moment. The third card I want to tell you about is the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. Now, this is the first rewards card I ever got that has an annual fee. So to make sure that you can offset that card, I mainly recommend anyone who travels maybe 3 times a year or more to get this card. Now right away, you can get a 50,000 point bonus when you get this card, as long as you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. Now that's a lot of money. It's a lot more than the other cards I mentioned. We only have to spend $500 in the first 3 months to get the bonus. But if you strategize and only get this card when you're ready to make a big purchase, it can really pay off. Now, there's an annual fee of $450, but if you travel a lot, the benefits outweigh the fee you have to pay with this card. First off, you get $300 in travel reimbursed every year. So as long as you're going on trips, the first $300 of any flight you pay for, or even transportation by bus, can be reimbursed $300 every year. So that basically brings the annual fee down to $150. How do you offset that? Well, there's some other cool benefits, like you can get global entry and TSA pre-check basically for free. They'll reimburse you the amount that you pay to get global entry or TSA pre-check. And if you've never heard of global entry before, I'm going to leave a card up above where you can check out our video about the benefits of getting global entry. If you travel a lot, I highly recommend it. So the other benefits with this card are you can get 3 points per dollar on dining out and travel purchases. Now for me, that's a lot of money that I spend every year because Maya and I eat out a lot and we travel a lot. So it's easy to accumulate lots of points just by using this card when we go out to eat or if we have to pay for a bus. And another huge benefit of this card is that all of your points are worth 50% more when you reimburse them for travel. So that means I can move over the points from the Chase Freedom card and the Chase Freedom Unlimited card over to the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, and all of a sudden they're worth 50% more. So basically now anytime I earn any points on the Chase Freedom or the Unlimited, I move them over to the Chase Sapphire Reserve and they're worth more and we're able to fly farther. So your $150 bonus from the earlier cards is actually worth $225 by the time you transfer the points over to the Sapphire Reserve. So if you're just starting out trying to travel more, it can be a tough pill to swallow. Maybe it's not worthwhile to get the Sapphire Reserve for you, but for us it's been an awesome card to have in addition to the other two that we have. So there's one more card I want to tell you about, and we just got it, but it's been really helpful for us since we own a business, and it's the Chase Inc. Business Preferred card. Now, there is an annual fee with this card. It's $95, and if you own a business, it can be really helpful because you get extra points for common business purchases, especially online business purchases like what Maya and I run with this channel. And you get 3 times the points on things like advertising online. But the sign-up bonus is 80,000 points. So if you're able to spend, I think it's $4,000 or $5,000 in the first 3 months, you get that 80,000 point bonus. And meeting these bonus requirements can sound ridiculous. Like, where are you going to come up with $4,000 or $5,000 in 3 months? All you have to do to meet these spending requirements is plan ahead. Before you even get the credit card, figure out how you're going to spend the money to meet that bonus requirement to be able to get the bonus. For the Freedom card and the Freedom Unlimited, I'd say it's pretty straightforward. You can just plan to put all your bills on a credit card, and it's fairly easy to meet the spending requirement that way. But when you're talking about these bigger spending requirements, like $4,000 or $5,000 in 3 months, you really have to plan ahead. What we do is plan on getting the card around the time that we already plan on making some larger purchases. Any equipment that we need, we plan out in advance. Okay, if we're going to get a new camera, it might be $2,000 or $3,000, or a new computer. New computers for both Maya and I, that basically meets the spending requirement right there. We just plan that out in advance and make sure we're able to meet the spending requirement to get the bonus. And it's totally worthwhile because 80,000 points can go a really long way. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, Maya and I have been able to get 27 plane tickets in the last 2 years just using points alone. We're not rich, we're not super high income, we have pretty average salaries, or we did before we left our regular jobs and started this channel. But I'd say most people in the US can benefit at least from one of the cards I mentioned in this video. There's many benefits to using a credit card over paying cash or debit, and as long as you pay off the account every month, there's nothing to worry about. So if you think any of these cards can help you travel more, check out the links in the description. If you end up applying for one of the cards and getting it through the link, you'll actually help our channel quite a bit. So if you enjoyed this video, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe for more travel and Spanish tips. And remember, el camino es el destino. The journey is the destination. So nos vemos pronto.